But my balls keep telling me to let me just let me
I got a very special interview. Andy Signore. You have big body of work. Honest Trailers, your new project, Popcorn Planet. You're kind of a legend on the site. I noticed at the end of your video, your defense video, you really weren't sure why April did what she did. And I might theorize that maybe you had this image as a tough boss. And this was just simply payback for being a tough boss.
You got to remember, she didn't work for me. That's another misconception about the whole story. Like, she never worked for me. That's what's frustrating. Her boyfriend worked for me, and I had him on the show the night before they took me down. I think she knew I was cheating. Use that to her advantage to try and take me out, because I think she wanted. Talking about what she did, she needs to do that, and the reality is she's not, and that's what's most irritating to me is she wants to go on with her truth and move on overnight. But you got to remember, during that period, she hit me hard for a week, just nonstop attacks on me and my character and everything, and without any single shred of evidence. And then she relied on knowing I was a flirt, like, okay, who flirted with him? Come forward, we're gonna believe you. We're gonna amp this up and amplify it like you're a sexual predator monster. And that's really where shit went south.
Yeah, I was just looking for a motive. Like, that changes things. You can't really have a power dynamic over her when you don't work for her. I guess you would have with a boyfriend, but he's on literally the day before, and there's no evidence of any kind of you pressuring him in any other way. I mean, another thing is, why would you have him on if he was sleeping with your ex-girlfriend, so to speak? It doesn't even make much sense. I mean, her credibility is gone. There's no such thing as my truth. There is the truth.
Well, plus you got to. I haven't said this before, and I'm trying to be careful what I say, but because I got to be careful in certain instances. But my point is, not only was he on the night before, but I knew they had complained about me to HR, and I still took that chance because I knew, well, there's nothing there. I wouldn't have put them live on television on my channel if I was really worried about it. You know what I mean?
What did they win? I don't think you even know this to this day. Like, what did they win? What the opportunity to take you out, and they get what when you're gone? Like, what happens? Like, how does
they got a lot of attention and accolades from my fan base? You know, they got lifted up, and probably another 1,000 followers, and that was sort of enough for them.
Are you kidding me? You really think that's it?
I mean, I think she didn't feel comfortable coming into the channel and things, and I think she wanted to feel more comfortable because she knew she slept around with both of us.
Yeah,
and she clearly did. Again, we're speculating. I don't know.
Sure.
The boyfriend either knows what went down or is in denial. So he was either in on it or he didn't know.
I get the feeling that people that maybe had held your kids were turning their back on you. It seems like a lot worse for you. Because
there was hundreds of people who did it.
Sure.
And it's like, I feel like I'm trying to take accountability for the things I did do wrong, a lot of which were deeply personal, and there's no one's freaking business, to be honest.
No business.
But, it doesn't mean I didn't, the abuse of trust with fans is really where the line comes. And I think there's a hard line of people, and some of it's political, some of it's not.
Sure.
But it's like there's a hard line of people who think, well, what you did with the fans is unforgivable. You gain their trust, you flirted with them, used them, and I can't forgive that, and it's terrible. And then there's other people who are like, well, if you were single, what did you do wrong? I mean, I can tell you, I've never had opportunities where ladies were ever coming on to me my whole life until I gained some power.
Sure.
And so I regret how I handled it, for sure. I wish I'd done it better. I wish I'd been more of a man, especially in my marriage. That's
Andy
where
Signore,
it really hurts,
you mean that you weren't knocking down Poon in high school, like no problem with Star Wars and all the shit that you were into?
Exactly. Everyone was so excited to undress my comic book collection.
Andy Signore is a massive fucking virgin.
Where people are getting this access and fame, and they don't know how to handle it.
I think it's true.
And I think, we have to figure out how to discuss with those people and help them do it versus cancel them, because probably the biggest takeaway for me that was just the most hurtful was just how much intent was written about me, how much maliciousness people assumed about me.
Can you look back at any of this and
it's
laugh,
on there,
or is it still really painful at this point?
No, I can laugh on things now. I mean, I'm in a place now, I'm in a healthy relationship now.
Sure.
My family and my kids. Was a huge. I couldn't have done it without him. I probably would have checked out.
Gotcha.
Days, but I couldn't fish to him. Young enough to not know what was going on, thank God, and it helped tremendously
Sure.
to be able to check offline and just go be a dad again, which is something I always wanted to do. I was a terrible husband, but I consider myself a good father, and I love being a father. So thank God for that. That's what got it through. But yeah, I mean, nowadays I have a support system around me, and I can look back, and even at my own stupid stuff, like I can laugh at it. But you know, there's still stuff that's not funny. Like I get it, but I got to move forward. I can't keep apologizing. I'm not trying to go on an apology tour. That's not what this is about.
No, I don't think
I'm just trying to get my story heard, because the story was heard loudly one direction, and now the media and all the people who, you know, were so quick to judge, you know, they're just defending themselves in a way that they feel like what they did was right and that they knew it all. And the reality is they didn't know it all.
I'm really happy with this interview, and I don't want to screw it up, and I want to end it because this is not my.
It's always hard to end things.
This
right?
is not my strong suit.
Tangent, then it was completely worthless.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, exactly. And then you look back and like, oh man, I should have ended that 10 minutes ago. It would have been really.
One more. What's your last question? Let's see if we ruin it.
What's your last question? Why are you such a nerd?
Good question, actually.